over in Cambridge today. Are we over in Cambridge? We're gonna look at a site, check out what's going on. Demo's complete, right? We starting framing? Call him, Reed, don't touch anything. Thumbs up? What? So a couple weeks ago, we were in here doing demo, and now we are on site and getting our subfloor down. So I'm gonna walk you through kind of what we're doing here. Essentially, we have, this is, you guys are probably familiar with this for under slab vapor barrier. This is a stego mat. I think it's 15 or 20 mil, really thick. But we're actually laying that down. Ethan and Cooper are getting this slab prepped right now. Existing slab has some cracks in it, has had some issues with radon coming up through it. And what we're trying to do, and remember this isn't a multi-family building, so what we're trying to do is mitigate the radon. So first and foremost, we actually tested the slab, seeing if we could essentially have any airflow from underneath the slab by drilling a couple holes and testing it, and there was no void to basically mitigate that radon from below slab. So we want to control it within the unit. So what we came up with is exactly what you see going on here. Is our stego mat is continuous from here all the way over to that wall, taped against that wall, and then turned up on that wall. And that will continue all the way through. They'll tape every seam and every joint, and then our subfloor will go on top of that, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the stego mat will essentially encapsulate the entire slab from front to back of this unit, and then run up the wall. And then on the wall, we'll actually switch to a Siga Marex up this wall all the way up to the ceiling, and we'll create an airtight seal at that ceiling. And we'll actually use the Risen or I always forget how to pronounce it, tape to connect from the Marex to the stego. And what that's gonna do is create this envelope, basically this complete airtight envelope. We tested this place. Brian, what did this place test at, ACH? Like 6 or 7? 7.5. So we put a blower door on this place at the beginning, and it was 7.5. And doing this, running up the wall, airtight seals up top, and really the only thing we can't combat is this heavy timber roof. But I think we'll be able to get this much more airtight. So it's going to help kind of separate any radon concerns. But furthermore, HVAC is being designed so we can have an ERV that will basically put this place under positive pressure. So basically exhausting less air than it's putting into the building, which will keep it from sucking anything through any potential voids, such as, masonry wall or that ceiling. So that should really mitigate the radon. But what the guys are working on now is the subfloor, and we needed to make sure we were protecting our vapor barrier and setting a subfloor up in preparation for 1/2-inch radiant panels and 3/4-inch engineered oak flooring. And what we decided on is, let me grab it, these are the dry core R panels. So traditionally you see them with the dimple mat in the back, and these actually have a foam backing. So it gives some R value separating from the slab, basically a thermal break between the concrete and the subfloor, which helps, especially with our radiant going on top. But even more importantly is that when you walk across it, you don't have that hollow sound to it, which is really important in here because everything we do, radon, HVAC, everything we're doing in here is designed to be, is being considered to design a space that's really quiet. So going back to these panels, you can see everything is staggered, our seams, and then, let me see if I find it. You can see that on the outside here, they're installing screws to hold the panels from moving around. It's only required on the outside perimeter. The center basically sits, trapped by the outside panels. The only time that changes is when we get into tile floors in the bathroom. I believe it requires, it's in the spec, but I believe it's about 5 screws per panel under every panel if you're putting tile on top of it. We'll still do a Schluter Curdy, I'm sorry, a Schluter Diestra, which will uncouple it, but it's still required by Drycore to hit their warranty requirements. Screwing through, obviously you're going through the vapor barrier, so before these screws get put in, they're essentially filling that up with a silicone and blasting that screw down to help seal up that vapor barrier. We can't really prevent that. What do you see? What? Oh, a bit. Wanna go give it to him? Give it to Ethan.
Thank you.
Future superintendent right here. Right, Reed? How did I let you out of the house with a cowlick? So anyway, this is step one in kind of where we are with framing. If you guys remember, there was also a loft here, which was structurally not sound. So the guys temporarily supported our sprinkler heads up against the ceiling, ripped this loft out. We'll get this built. They're gonna put some, what do you see? The wire? That's all right. They gotta actually cut this concrete slab and put some footings in to re-support this future loft. It's unfortunate that we find stuff like this. It was just essentially built in such a poor manner. I'm gonna show you another detail down here. So we got this loft back here, which, you know, is supported off this I-beam in the front, but check this out. This ledger back here is screwed into our steel stud with drywall screws through the drywall. So yeah, it holds and it's probably fine. It certainly does not check out from a structural standpoint. Even though these are, you know, thicker stud, they're not designed to be load bearing in this case. Per the structural essentially survey that we did with the engineer on site. So we got to figure out how we're going to combat this. Again, it's super unfortunate when we uncover stuff like this because, you know, we don't want to assume the worst, but we're going to assume that we have to fix some stuff. But when stuff is done blatantly, you know, wrong, it's just frustrating for us as well as the homeowner to come back and say, hey, you know, your entire second floor is held up with a bunch of drywall screws, which, you know, just isn't a fun conversation. Because it's just added cost that essentially doesn't change the project, you know, from an aesthetic standpoint at all. But that's a quick update. Brian's been manning the job site today. We got Tim, Cooper, and Ethan getting ready to do the second layer of subfloor, second tier of subfloor, working our way this way in preparation for some structural changes. What do you think? Look good? Can you say bye? If you guys appreciate these site visits, let us know. We'll see you next week.